Why the rich get richer. 5 wealth secrets the elite don't share. There's an old saying that goes, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. While it might sound like a cliche, there's a surprising amount of truth behind it. The ultra-wealthy play a very different financial game, one filled with advantages, strategies, and systems that most people aren't even aware of. But these aren't just coincidences or luck. They're often the result of calculated moves, insider knowledge, and a mindset that's completely different from what the average person is taught. So, what exactly are the secrets behind the continuous rise in wealth among the elite? Let's pull back the curtain and reveal the 5 biggest wealth secrets the rich rarely share. 1. They understand how money works, not just how to earn it. The fundamental reason the rich get richer lies in their deep understanding of how money works. Most people are taught to work hard, save money, and climb the corporate ladder. But the rich are taught something completely different. Make money work for you. While the average person is focused on earning a paycheck, the wealthy are focused on acquiring assets, real estate, stocks, businesses that generate passive income. They don't just save money, they invest it. The money they earn is placed into ventures that continuously grow, bringing them wealth without requiring constant labor. The key here is that the rich look at wealth building through the lens of financial literacy. They understand complex financial concepts like compound interest, the time value of money, and asset growth. They know that putting money in a savings account isn't going to make them wealthy. Investing in appreciating assets is the path to financial freedom. 2. They use leverage to accelerate growth. Here's a truth that most people don't fully grasp. Rich people don't always use their own money. They use other people's money, from banks, investors, and even the government. This concept, known as leverage, is one of the most powerful financial tools in existence. Rich individuals understand that they don't have to own every asset they invest in or spend their own money to finance their ventures. Instead, they use borrowed capital to multiply their returns. For example, real estate investors often use leverage to purchase property. They take out a mortgage, use other people's money to buy the property, and then rent it out. The rent generated from the property covers the mortgage payments, and over time, the property appreciates, growing the investor's wealth. In this case, the investor's money is working for them, while the tenant is covering the costs. This strategy can be applied in multiple areas: stocks, businesses, and even through partnerships. Leverage allows the wealthy to scale rapidly without using up their own funds, while the average person typically avoids debt due to fear or lack of financial knowledge. 3. They understand the tax code better than most accountants. Let's be clear, the tax system often favors the wealthy, but it's not that they're doing anything unethical. It's that they understand the system better than most of us. In fact, most of the rich hire skilled accountants and tax professionals to help them minimize their tax liability through legitimate means. The wealthy don't just pay taxes as they come. They use a range of strategies to reduce their tax burdens. They take advantage of deductions, credits, and tax shelters that the average person isn't even aware of. For example, real estate investors can use depreciation to offset rental income and reduce taxes. Business owners can write off expenses like travel, meals, and even parts of their home used for business purposes. One of the biggest advantages the rich have is their access to the long-term capital gains tax rate, which is lower than the income tax rate. The average person may pay a high percentage of their income in taxes, while the wealthy use strategies to lower their effective tax rate. Most people are simply unaware of the tax strategies that can save them thousands or even millions of dollars. The elite aren't just playing the game, they're playing it to win. 4. They build and control systems, not just jobs. While most people work for a paycheck, the rich focus on building and controlling systems. Jobs provide income, but systems create scalable wealth. The elite understand that the way to generate wealth isn't by working harder. It's by working smarter, leveraging systems that operate even when they aren't actively involved. Take entrepreneurs, for example. They often don't just start businesses to make money. They build systems that run independently. A business owner might hire a skilled CEO or management team to run the operations while they continue to take a cut of the profits. Real estate investors may hire property managers to handle day-to-day tasks while they collect the rent checks. This is the power of passive income, building systems that work for you. The rich understand that owning assets, creating businesses, or investing in income-producing ventures can generate continuous returns with minimal input once they are set up. They don't trade hours for dollars. They own the systems that create wealth on autopilot. 5. They value relationships over resumes. Here's another wealth-building secret. Who you know often matters more than what you know. The rich understand that relationships are key to accessing the best opportunities. Networking with the right people is critical to gaining access to insider information, exclusive opportunities, and funding for business ventures. Wealthy individuals often belong to high-net-worth clubs, private investment groups, or mastermind networks where million-dollar deals are struck over cocktails. It's not just about having a fancy resume. It's about knowing the people who can help you get ahead. By cultivating relationships with successful individuals, the wealthy gain access to early-stage investment opportunities, strategic partnerships, and business ventures that others never even hear about. These relationships often create leverage in deals where they can partner with others, share resources, or collaborate on projects that yield enormous returns. The importance of mindset. At the core of all these secrets is one undeniable factor: mindset. The rich think differently about money, risk, and opportunity. They view financial setbacks as learning experiences, not failures. They invest in their education, constantly learning about finance, economics, and business, and apply this knowledge in creative ways. They embrace long-term thinking and take calculated risks. They don't fear failure because they know it's an inevitable part of growth. Instead of following the traditional route of getting a job, saving money, and retiring comfortably, they focus on scaling and creating opportunities that will grow over time. Final thoughts: breaking the cycle. The gap between the rich and the rest isn't just about dollars. It's about access to information, a unique mindset, and strategic moves that most people are never taught. But here's the good news. You don't have to be born rich to get rich. You just have to start thinking like the rich. Start educating yourself about money. Learn about investing, leverage, tax planning, and how to create systems that generate income. Surround yourself with people who are financially successful and learn from them. It might take time, but with the right mindset and strategies, you too can begin to build wealth. The path to financial freedom isn't easy, but it is possible. And now that you know what the rich know, you're already on your way. Let me know in the comments section below. What do you think of our video? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.